A short history of trade unions. Trade unions, also known as labor unions, are organizations formed by workers to protect their rights, improve working conditions, and advocate for better pay. The journey of trade unions is a fascinating story of struggle, resilience, and change. In this video, we'll explore the origins, growth, and impact of trade unions throughout history in simple and easy-to-understand language. The birth of trade unions. The roots of trade unions can be traced back to the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. During this period, factories and industries began to replace small-scale, home-based production methods. As industries grew, so did the demand for labor. Unfortunately, working conditions in these early factories were often harsh and dangerous. Workers faced long hours, low wages, and unsafe environments. In response to these challenges, workers began to organize themselves. Initially, these groups were informal gatherings of workers who shared common grievances. They met to discuss their problems and ways to address them. These early efforts laid the foundation for what we now know as trade unions. Early struggles. In the early days, forming a trade union was not easy. Many governments and employers viewed unions as a threat. In some countries, laws were enacted to make union activities illegal. Workers who tried to organize unions faced fines, imprisonment, or even violence. Despite these obstacles, workers persisted. One of the first notable examples of collective action came in the form of guilds. These were associations of craftsmen and merchants that regulated trade and maintained standards within their industries. However, guilds primarily served skilled workers and did not address the needs of unskilled laborers. By the early 19th century, more formal labor movements began to emerge. For example, in the United Kingdom, the Combination Acts of 1799 and 1800 banned workers from forming unions. However, these laws were repealed in 1824, marking a significant step forward for the labor movement. The rise of modern trade unions. As the 19th century progressed, trade unions grew in size and influence. Industrialization brought about massive changes in society, including urbanization and the rise of a working class. Workers began to realize that they had more power when they united. One of the key moments in the history of trade unions was the formation of the Grand National Consolidated Trades Union, GNCTU, in 1834 in the UK. Although it was short-lived, the GNCTU demonstrated the potential of a united labor movement. In the United States, the National Labor Union, NLU, was founded in 1866. It was one of the first national-level unions and advocated for an 8-hour workday. While the NLU eventually dissolved, it paved the way for other influential unions, such as the American Federation of Labor, AFL, and the Congress of Industrial Organizations, CIO. Trade unions and social change. Trade unions have played a significant role in shaping social and economic policies around the world. Through strikes, protests, and negotiations, unions have fought for workers' rights and improved working conditions. Some of their major achievements include: 1. The 8-hour workday. One of the earliest victories for unions was the establishment of an 8-hour workday. This was a major improvement from the 10 to 16-hour shifts that were common in the 19th century. 2. Child labor laws. Trade unions were instrumental in pushing for laws that restricted child labor and ensured that children had access to education. 3. Minimum wage. Unions advocated for fair pay, leading to the introduction of minimum wage laws in many countries. 4. Health and safety standards. Unions have worked tirelessly to ensure safer working environments for employees. Challenges faced by trade unions. While trade unions have achieved much, they have also faced numerous challenges. Membership has fluctuated over time, often influenced by political, economic, and social factors. For instance, globalization. The rise of global trade has led to the outsourcing of jobs, making it harder for unions to organize workers across borders. Technological changes. Automation and technological advancements have reduced the demand for certain types of labor, impacting union membership. Anti-union policies. In some countries, governments and corporations have implemented measures to weaken unions. Despite these challenges, trade unions continue to adapt and evolve. Many unions now focus on issues such as gender equality, environmental sustainability, and digital rights. Trade unions today. Today, trade unions exist in almost every country. They represent workers from a wide range of industries, including healthcare, education, technology, and manufacturing. While their role varies depending on the country and industry, the core mission remains the same: to protect and promote workers' rights. In recent years, unions have embraced new technologies to connect with members and advocate for their causes. Social media platforms, online petitions, and virtual meetings have become valuable tools for modern unions. Unions have also become key players in addressing global issues. For example, many unions are now involved in campaigns for climate justice, recognizing the impact of environmental policies on workers and their communities. Similarly, the rise of gig economy jobs has brought new challenges, prompting unions to advocate for fair treatment and benefits for gig workers. The future of trade unions. As the world continues to change, so too will the role of trade unions. Emerging technologies, shifting economic landscapes, and evolving societal values will present new opportunities and challenges. Unions must remain flexible and innovative to stay relevant in the 21st century. Some potential areas of focus for future unions include digital organizing, using technology to reach and organize workers in new industries and remote locations. Global solidarity, building international alliances to address global labor issues. Workforce diversity, ensuring that unions represent the interests of all workers, including women, minorities, and LGBTQ+ employees. Lifelong learning, advocating for education and training programs to help workers adapt to changing job markets. Conclusion. The history of trade unions is a testament to the power of collective action. From their humble beginnings during the Industrial Revolution to their current role in addressing global challenges, unions have shown that workers can achieve great things when they stand together. While the road has not always been easy, the efforts of countless workers and union leaders have made a lasting impact on society. As we look to the future, the role of trade unions will undoubtedly continue to evolve. By learning from their history, we can better understand the importance of solidarity and the ongoing fight for workers' rights. The story of trade unions is far from over, and their impact will continue to shape the world for generations to come.